Hello, beautiful, wonderful, majestic souls. My name is Dan. This is my channel, That Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements if you've made your way to this reading. I do believe there is a message in here for you. However, if you don't resonate with this reading, that's cool, that's chill. Go check out my channel. There are so many other readings there. I'm sure you'll find something that fits you. So let's get into it. I hope that you are thriving and vibing. Let's get into this reading. Oh, already a card coming out. We have the Ten of Wands. Okay, wow. Okay, let me begin by saying I was actually reading to one of I was listening to one of my past readings, and this card in this deck specifically came out. And what I need to say is I've been yapping to you all about my premonitions getting like whoop-de-doo. Very wild. And then I realized something that I've like known for a long time, which is that like these readings are for myself in the future. Because when I had my old Pisces channel, I revisited all those readings like a year later. And they were like exactly for where I was when I was revisiting it. And I'm like, that's wild. So the whole reason why I started this channel again was so that I could have readings for myself in the future, right? Now I've been talking about my premonitions. When I take time away, like a significant amount of time away from this, I think that my energy is so practiced at projecting into my future timeline that it'll do that anyways. And then if I come here and I kind of get it out of my system, I don't have it as much, or it doesn't like freak me out as much. Anyways, so I've been in a place where I've been listening to my old readings. And oh my gosh, they are like hitting so hard. And like all the things that I thought I was talking about was correct, but not at all in the way. Like everything is like, I feel exactly what these readings are saying. But when I was giving the reading at the time, the cards elicit images for me, and I can only speak on those things to explain dynamics, but it's not actually like what I'm reading at the time is not actually pertinent to like what future me is going to deal with, but it's what future me needs to hear. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but it makes perfect sense to me, which is why I'm back here being like, this is why we're here giving future Dan readings, and I hope that you're along for the ride and that you resonate with this as well. Thank you for listening to that yap. Point is, this 10 of Wands energy specifically, in that last reading that I read that I was like, oh, it's hitting me so hard. It was about this skull imagery here, birthing something beautiful. So like there's been like a death. There's been an end. There's been a close of a cycle that is going to literally fertilize something that is so, so beautiful. This is the card that I wanted to pull out. Like this first card was going to represent your energy, and it feels like that's what you're inhabiting at the moment. It's like there has been a fracture, a necessary ending, and it is going to create, I want to say like a home. Like it's actually going to create, because you think about like what a big tree is. It's a whole ecosystem for like a whole number of different creatures and animals and life forms and plants. Like it has roots and it has like flourishing blossoms, and that's what is exactly coming from this. It feels like you're going to create a community, an ecosystem, it feels like you're reaching towards the sun as well, like a plant. Like it feels like this thing had to break apart. It's almost like you were buried under the soil, right? And then in order for you to like go and reach the sun, you had to break through the things that were in the way. Kind of like how sometimes you'll see like plants go crawling up and like growing between the cracks in the sidewalk and things like that. It feels like that. There was something blocking you from the sun, something blocking you from shining, from reaching that beautiful starlight and letting it like kiss your skin. Like it was blocking you, and you literally had to break through that thing to be able to be your most expansive self. That's what I get from this specific 10 of cards, 10 of Wands. This specific card in this deck. Okay. Oh, I knew it would be so good if I came and did a reading today. Y'all, when I say I hope that you're thriving and vibing, I really do hope so. I'm feeling that energy. Because it feels like there's a lot of change in the air. There's a lot of change in the air. So let's get some cards on energies around you. Okay, we have the Chariot coming up with the Page of Coins in reverse. We'll take that as one energy. Now this particular Chariot comes with water, also with two fish, so it might be relating to some kind of like Pisces energy. They come with a shield and a sword in this imagery as well. And then we have the Page of Coins in reverse. Okay, so there might be someone who wants to be taking forward momentum, and their forward momentum might be indecisive, choppy, going into kind of uncharted waters. They're coming guarded. They're coming like ready, almost ready for anything. So like ready to defend, but also ready to attack. But they're also going out in this way that they're venturing out to try and get something, but they don't really know how. It is very much like they're trying to discover new territory kind of thing, try and find a new land, find a place that they haven't been before, but because they've never been there before, like they don't know how to get there. Like they don't have a map. There is no map on how to get there. And they're kind of prepared for the worst in that. Now, with this particular Chariot energy, there seems to be this, it feels like a financial blockage. It could be financial, but it feels almost like whatever they have, they don't want to like, there seems to be like a fear of sharing. It feels weird, like a fear of generosity. And not that they don't want to be generous, not that that's not something that they are and want to be, but it's almost like maybe they have some negative associations with generosity that kind of, maybe there have been people who've been very conditional in their life who set this precedent of like, I'm going to give you these things, but there's strings attached. So it creates this like relationship with generosity that is not, it just keeps them very, as I feel it, like feels really, really closed. I think they just have a lot of conflicting narratives around energetic generosity or financial or resource generosity. What I feel like comes up here as well is like because of that, there feels like a lacking in a like community, because community is quite like inherently reciprocal. Am I just making up words like I'm in fucking Wicked? I love that. Great, good for me. There's reciprocity in community, and there is this. At least when I think of community, I think of my girls, and the way that they are inherently of service without asking of anything. It's like when someone needs help, when someone needs something, or when you think of someone, you just like kind of show up for them. And I think that this person has a bit of a block there because maybe they've had people very conditionally show up. So there's a fear of giving, a fear of receiving. We'll get more into like why this relates to you, but we'll see what other energies are around you. Universe, please, insight and information. What other energies are around my beautiful collective at this time? We have the 8 of Wands. Do we have a context card for that, please? Please. 2 of Wands. Oh, okay. So, some incoming action and decision making. We'll see what has to come with that. Let's pull one last energy about what's going on with you, because y'all know I don't give super frequent readings. So I just want to make sure I'm giving y'all enough good stuff. Ooh, temperance. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love a little temperance energy. Like I said, I think there's been a shift in the tide. There's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of renewal, growing going on. And I feel like I really love to dig into that with you. Let's go there first. Because I feel like there are these other energies that are kind of around you and coming towards you. We're going to get to that, okay? That's like the little bit of dessert. But like this is like this is the main course. You are the main course. You're the whole damn meal, babe. And I want to get into what's going on with you and maybe anything that you aren't super aware of, or maybe that your shadow is aware of, and we maybe just need to kind of bring it to the forefront. Universe, please, insight and information. What's going on with this temperance card? What information or messages do you have that can support this collective at this time? The Star, 5 of Coins, High Priestess in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Number one, huge, big thing coming through is just like, remember who you are. Remember who you are. That's the big message coming through. Like, do you remember who you are? Do you remember every wonderful and complex facet of yourself? You are such a light. You are such a light. And this is a time now, this is a period now for you to reach back and foster that life within yourself, nurture that light within yourself. I'm very much getting the feeling like you have given so much to other people that there is almost like this version of you that you have, like, I know you didn't mean to, but you really forsake them in a way that you did it for so long that you actually forgot that they existed in the capacity that they fully exist. But I feel like this period that you're going through right now is like the time for you to see that light and to show it. Like, really spend dedicated time doing the work of just like embracing you. Now, as I say that, I feel like you might even have a bit of a internalized fear of like centering yourself, or just uncomfortable, or just not at all ever being in the habit of centering yourself. And so if you do find yourself being somewhat like isolated, or you feel like you have extra time and then you habitually try and fill that up with other people and other distractions, I think now is the time that you really catch yourself and be like, no, I'm going to pour this time into me. I'm going to pour this energy into me. We have the 5 of Coins here. There does seem to be this like general feeling of like you're on the outside of things. But I feel like the message here with the 6 of Swords is like, you didn't go anywhere. They didn't go anywhere, whether that's a group, whether that's an opportunity. You're not as on the outside, or you're not as far away as you think you are, or as you feel you are. And I think that there's this feeling of like there just needs to be a closing of the distance between. Okay, there needs to be a closing of the distance between the you that you think you need to show up as and the version of you that people want you to show up as, which is just you. That's a weird way for me to say it, because even to me that doesn't make sense. But there's this like distance. There's this gap. People want you to show up as yourself. I feel like you don't trust that yet. You don't quite trust that. And you're on the way to like embracing that. I think you just need to like give it more time, have more corrective experiences around people who really, truly love you just the way you are. And then we have the High Priestess in reverse. Can I get more context on her, please? Four of Swords in reverse. Two of Coins in reverse. Okay. Oof, so much. Okay. Yeah, this is I feel like for some of you, you've had spent a lot of time, I want to say playing small, but not just that, doing a lot of internal healing, like really going inside and looking at your experiences through, you know, decades of your life and seeing what you've learned and seeing how you've changed. And what's coming through in this like temperance energy and coming through in this reading is like, it's really time for you to step out of that intentionally intuitive energy. Now, that's not to say don't be intuitive, like check in, but like this time that you're spending inside your head, this is not, you've done it. You're done. For now, that season is over. It's time for you to like get out and do things, because at a certain point, you're just going inside yourself to distract away from actioning your intentions, actioning the life that you want to live. So you constantly going internal is actually at a certain point blocking you from going externally into the world. So start, you know, if you have a meditative practice, vibes, do your 15 minutes a day or whatever that is. But like, it's time for you to start implementing some practices that are actioning things. Go out and see people, find leads for different things. Like, it's time for you to start making, creating, doing, taking up space and having your voice be heard. That's the time now. Whatever there is to process, like there's nothing else for you to process that current you can process. There are so many things that have happened to you that you are going to recontextualize and you are going to be able to understand better and integrate, and it's going to make you a fuller person. But the person right now that exists right now has done everything that they can up until this point to integrate everything that they have. You have no further wisdom right now to be able to understand anything else. Only the version of you that has lived more and done more is going to have the further wisdom to continue the healing process. But if you just stay stagnant, you're never going to be able to process that stuff. You're actually not getting anything new right now. So start being, start creating, so that you can get to the other side and be the person that has learnt and lived and loved and experienced and hurt, so that you can understand. Wow. Okay. Cool. Let's get into this. Let's get into this Chariot card. Let's see what's up with this Chariot card. Let's see what's up with this Chariot energy. Okay. Universe, please, inside and information. What do we need to know about the Chariot right here? Ten of Swords in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. So, denial across the board. Across the board, denial. Denial of the hurt, denial of the pain, denial of the love, the emotion, the care, denial of... There seems to be a general denial of you, which is wild, girl. It seems to be this general denial of like the entity that you are, like the incredible, wonderful, deity-like entity that you are, which we don't love, because I want all of my beautiful people to be seen and acknowledged for everything that they have to offer and contribute. But there's just denial. But they're not even just denying you. They're denying themselves. They're denying situations. They're just deny. Okay. I'm not going to get much more into this. Like, I'll try and pull a couple more cards, see what else we might need to know here. But, like, can't really tap into an energy that's, like, I can feel it. Yeah. So, universe, please, last words about this particular energy. What can we come to potentially expect from this person? Queen of Coins. Okay, that came in the upright. Okay. Look, let this person have their journey. I can see it coming around. They've got like a journey ahead of them to get there. And that is not your pig, not your farm. All right. There's been a lot of that lately. Okay. That's what I'm going to say about that. If you're like, oh, but I just wish that they would. If they wanted to, they would. Okay. Literally words to live by. We have the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. Yeah. Let's get into that. We have this incoming action. We have this decision going on. Can we please get some more information on that? Okay. We have the 7 of Coins. The Fool in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, Queen of Swords. Okay. Feels like whoever is like making a decision about taking action towards you, if that's the situation, or any action that's coming towards you that's forcing you into a decision, it seems like it's between you and another party, and whatever you had that was so good and so great, whatever relationship, whatever project, up in flames. I don't know what happened here, y'all, but it was not good. Y'all did not end on a good note. Any kind of prospect of a new beginning or like clear communication was kind of absolutely shot down. I feel like the decision coming here is that there has been or will be. I think it has like, this is very like past, present, future. 8 of Wands, 2 of Wands, Queen of Swords. Like, I think that there has been action taken. There are still decisions being made as to what to do with that action. So that might be someone coming towards you. That might be you moving towards someone, and the discussion around how to navigate that. And we come to the Queen of Swords. Whatever does happen from this, whether it's you reconnecting with a particular party or not, and just letting that go, it's going to be honest. Like, it's going to be really, really honest. I feel like it's going to be a clearing. And as I say that, I feel like this very calm feeling come over me. So I think it's going to be good. Whatever happens, I think that if this is a dynamic that has been stressing you out, just know that it's going to be like, however this plays out, it's going to give you a really, really calm feeling. I don't want to quite say resolved, and I don't want to quite say, like, it's just calm. It's just, that's the one word I have for it. It's going to be honest. 2 words. It's going to be really honest. It's going to be really calm. I love that. We love that. We love that. I'm going to get into the oracles now because this has been a gorgeous time. I think, I forget the name, but someone commented down below about like ADHD and premonitions and stuff. And like, I was thinking about that. I was literally thinking about like it might just be something like that. I used to think I had ADHD, but I don't. But like can totally understand. I've had a lot of people around me that have ADHD, but I thought I had ADHD because a lot of symptoms of PTSD and ADHD like overlap. And I was like, do I have ADHD? No, I'm just traumatized. That's why I forget and space out and stuff like that. But it's nice my journey recently has made me really understand how my premonitions work and how the readings work and how I read in general, because I'll be saying things and in my mind, certain people and places and things come up because that's what the card elicits for me. But there's a future version of me that's not them. It's like not at all the situation that I thought it was going to be. But the words hit like so hard, like so much harder than they did at the time. And I've learned to really let go of like what present me thinks of these readings, because it's going to mean something entirely different to future me in the same way that it does to you who's ever reading this. And I know that I'm not, some people are like, they're going to message you in 2 weeks, they're going to message you this, and they're going to say this, and they're going to feel like this. I don't think I'm that kind of reader, but I know that I myself find myself very accurate. But it's like the same. I'm a Pisces, like I feel everything. I feel before I think, and that is the most heightened sense that I have. And it's a sense that I have grown to love and like embrace and develop, because it is my most accurate sense for any kind of information and truth. And I don't know how to read what's going to happen, but I do know how to read how like feelings, like emotions, how things feel. I want to say how I feel, how future Dan is going to feel, and what they're going to go through and what they need to hear from me to validate and comfort and contextualize the things that they're going through, and just be a best friend to her. It's wild, okay? I used to talk to my future self as a child, and then I think, oh, I don't really do that anymore. No, I have been. For years I've been doing it. I'm still doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm talking to me. Hi. It just changes. It just changes how it looks. I know this is not, I'm just talking to me now, but like, look, it's my channel. I can say what I want. But I also hope that you are developing a relationship with yourself in like a really, really loving, tangible way, whatever that might look like. Let's look into these oracle cards. Universe, please, insight and information. What last words would you like to leave this beautiful collective with? The Age of Light. You have been training for this for lifetimes. This comes out, and the Star card. This whole thing is just like you and your light shine so bright. Like, this is the time for you. This is the time for you. You. This is your time now. I think it's been long overdue. Your guides are just like, this is it. This is you time now. Here it is. You've been asking for it. Here it is. Lastly, it's okay. I don't know what I'm doing either. Sweet oblivion, uncertainty, fate, humor. This one's hitting me hard right now. I feel like there might have been some big shifts that like maybe you didn't expect at all. And it's putting you into this place of like, what am I doing? Where am I going? But in like a really beautiful, expansive way. I personally feel like I've entered chaos mode, which is just me saying exactly what I think and saying what I want and acting on those things. That's chaos mode to me. But it's like safer because I'm wiser and more experienced, and I know how to protect myself, and I know how to not do stupid things, and how to gauge if the vibes are off as much as I possibly can, and but I feel like there is this joy emanating from the unknown, which I love. I do want to speak on like one last teeny tiny thing about my readings, right? I feel like, I feel like I approach the readings as a reader in a way that I can explain what's going on, but I don't at all know the context. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel an emotion and I have to identify where in my life, like what does this belong to and what is kind of causing it, because that's my first sense. But then I've learned over the last 3 or 4 years how to like more accurately work my vision board. If you guys are vision boarding, I love that. I love that and expect nothing less. And if you haven't, like there are some great Canva templates, like just throw them in and live your best life. Go print it off, put it in an IKEA frame, like make it legit. But over time I used to put like, oh, first class seat in an airplane and this, that, and the other, and I'm on stage with this person. But over the years, it's less specific, but also more specific. I'll have like photos of like friends hanging out or water or just like energy that I want to inhabit, or, you know, microphones and things like that, because I know that this is what I want to welcome into my life. And I don't know how that's going to happen, but this is what I'm calling in. And I feel like the same thing goes for the readings. I don't know how any of this stuff plays out really, but I know how it's going to feel. And I just made that link and I'm like, it's just so me. It's just so me. I forgot that I relate to the readings. I go through the phases of forgetting that I am also the intended audience for this. But it makes sense. Anyways, thanks for letting me ramble. Maybe it gives you more context on like things that you can do if you want to have that kind of relationship with yourself and further grow your intuitive sense. And I don't know. Whatever. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you in the next reading.